Welcome to this very special first episode of 2025 on the Coaching Circle. And I'm talking about using your business as a vehicle for growth and freedom. Now, there's a quote that I live by, and that is that nothing will motivate you more into personal growth than starting a business. And it doesn't matter whether you're just starting a business or whatever stage business you're at, if you're wanting to get to the next level, it's going to require some personal growth. And when you really embrace this and learn what are the main pillars that you need to focus on, and you understand the process of transformation, you can create a business that truly gives you freedom and allows you to create a life that you really want to live. And this is so important. Now, I'm going to be drawing on experiences from my own life because I remember when I first started my business and I was a single mom working in a part-time accounting role, and I wanted to start a business. Now, yes, there were some things I wanted to help people with and that kind of stuff, but I was also a bit of a rebel in that I wanted to have a business where nobody could tell me what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. And turns out that wasn't a great kind of mindset for business. So I had to learn a bit the hard way. I've really had to align myself to create success in business. And now I've got a fabulous business that I love. It's got really great structure. The foundations are solid. I can scale it to whatever level I want to. I get to work from home. I created this six-figure business really in my slippers in my home office, which is perfect for me because I love spending time at home, being around my family, and having that kind of freedom. But there are some very clear things that I've had to do for myself in the way that I moved from being a part-time employee to creating a business that supports me and that feels enjoyable. Like I love my business. And this is what I want for you too, because so many business owners that I know are really struggling, and it's stressful and it feels hard, and they're not making the kind of money that they want, and they don't have the kind of time freedom that they want. And that's just not how it should be. And I really think that it's a big part of my purpose and my vision is to help people change this reality for themselves. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now with my own clients as well. And my clients range from startup solopreneurs all the way through to CEOs of, multi-million dollar companies. And I can see the same patterns that they all go through when they're reaching that next level. And, I think that the nature of business and the impact that it can have is so powerful, but I really want to introduce you to this unique approach that I've learned in my own path, and that really integrates ancient alchemical principles into modern business practices. So yes, I am a little bit woo-woo, and I'd love to share some things that aren't just basic business stuff that you can get anywhere. It's a mixture, and there's three key pillars that I'm going to share with you. And like I say, I always love a bit of woo-woo, but with a pragmatic approach. So I believe that we are a combination of our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, and essentially all of that creates energy and frequency, and that plays a big part in the outcomes that we create. So let's start off by looking at these three main pillars that I know through my own experiences and with those of my clients, that these are the core areas that are really essential for you to master for each level of growth and to tune into at whichever level it is that you're moving into next. So the first one, and this can be one that, for some of my clients is maybe one of the most triggering parts of it, and that is money mindset. Now, I really can appreciate how challenging shifting your beliefs and your relationship with money can be, because it was something that I have had a lot of work on for myself, and I continue to do. But I also have the experience where I work with some of my clients who have a very abundant relationship with money, and it's different pillars, I guess, that they need more help with. So, but let's look at money mindset. And the first place that we need to start when we're thinking about our money mindset is that, number one, the highest intention or the ultimate purpose of business is to make money. Now, for some people, that feels a bit uncomfortable. But the fact is, if you have a business, the ultimate purpose of your business is to make money. If it's not to make money, then you've got a hobby or a not-for-profit, or you're volunteering your time and energy, and any of that is fine. But if your intention is to have a business, the ultimate purpose of that is to make money, and we need to become okay with that. And even though sometimes people say, yeah, of course, I'm okay with that, at the deeper levels, there's still something there that really holds them back. So you've got to be able to really understand and reshape your limiting beliefs about money, because the truth is money is just an energy. Money is just a tool. There is nothing good or bad about money. There's any perception that you have about money is just conditioning that you've received from childhood. And everybody has conditioning in one way or another. And until you understand what your limiting beliefs are about money, this can become a real problem for you. And so we've got to realize that our egoic identity, which is just all of the rules and all of the beliefs and values that we have developed, usually most of them by the time we're 7, that egoic identity wants to die to be, it would die to be right? It wants to be right. This is how it is. It wants to orientate itself in the world. And what I often find is that many people are growing up, and I was conditioned with these negative associations to money. Now, the fact is that there's nothing negative about money. Money is just an energy, and it will tend to amplify what any individual person is capable of. So if you're someone who has some, I guess, bad energy about you, and you are happy to do bad things, having more money probably means you'll do more bad things. But if you're a good person with good intentions, having more money means you will do more good things. So, for example, I know now, with having more money than what I did when I first started my business, I do a lot more good with money than what I did before. I don't rely on the government to support me as a start because I make my own money. I support a lot of other businesses. So I pay a gardener and a cleaner, and we've had our house renovations. So we've paid local builders and painters, and there's lots of other businesses that I support. There's other businesses I support through my business, like branding experts, coaches, photographers. All different types of other businesses are supported because I've got money to pay them. And it also means that I donate more money to charity than what I used to. So there's a lot of good things that having more money allows you to do. So you've really got to think about that. And some of the really interesting limiting beliefs that people have around money is that and this was definitely something that I had to work on through myself as well, is that if I have more money, people won't like me, or people will judge me, or people will think I'm greedy. So there's a lot of fear around loss, whether that's loss of connection or loss of love or loss of respect, or just judgment around having money. And so the first step is we really need to be aware of those things so that we can do something about it, like working with a coach, doing processes. There's a lot of processes that I share in my programs of how you can change how you feel about money and your limiting beliefs. And then we've got to stop giving any of that stuff any power, right? What you focus on, what you give your energy and attention to is what you give power to. So, we've got to really change that. And then we need to cultivate an abundance mindset. Really, like cultivating an abundance mindset means doing a lot of work around being okay to receive. Ideally, giving and receiving should have the same amount of energy. Now, most people say it's better to give than receive. And if you think about that for a moment, it's better to give than receive. Essentially, that means if you're the person doing all the giving, well, then you're making yourself better than the person who's receiving what you're giving. Right? It's weird. It's not okay. Stop getting caught up in this. It's better to give and receive. Giving and receiving is like one can't exist without the other. We have to be okay with the flow, the natural flow of both giving and receiving. You're giving value, people give you money. You give money to somebody else because they give you value. It goes in and out, it circles around, and it is just a process. You can't have one without the other. So if you love giving, you need to love receiving, okay? Because like I said, otherwise you're going, well, I'm the one who's giving all the time. I'm better than the people receiving. No, that's just weird. Giving and receiving is the exact same thing. And so you want to get into an abundance mindset where you really condition yourself in the abundance that is available in the world. Now, if you really start to pay attention to where is there abundance, you will find it everywhere. You'll find it everywhere. You probably won't find it on the news if you watch the mainstream news, because the news only wants to give us an abundance of bad news, fear-based stories. So probably not a good place to find abundance. But look around you in nature, look around in the shops, look around, within your friends, look around on social media. You will see constant reminders that we live in an abundant universe. There is abundance everywhere. So you really want to focus on that place of abundance and being okay to receive, right? Being okay to receive that abundance, because this is one of the key things that I think we're so conditioned to in the world, is this experience of being separate. Like, I'm separate from that person. I'm not as good as that person, or that person's better than me, or I'm better than that person, whatever. All of that is rubbish. We're all universal consciousness having a human experience. And that's the paradox, is that we are all connected. We're all one, yet in human form, we have this experience of separateness. But we're knowing that we're all universal consciousness having a human experience means that everything is available to you as it is any other person in the world. We just need to tune into that and fully accept that and know that universal consciousness gets to have an experience through you. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't want to have a lack scarcity type experience. So, you're not really doing anyone favors by staying in a place of scarcity. We want to get into a place of abundance. You want to lead the way and show people what's possible for them. We don't want to demonstrate lack and scarcity and struggling. We want to demonstrate abundance and freedom and really inspire people to create what's possible for them. And of course, also in our money mindset, we need to build financial confidence. And one of the things that I find kind of surprising, actually, once I realized that how I think about money is not the same as other people, because I spent 10 years working in a bank, and I also spent probably another 10 years working in accounting and administration, and I have a very clear sense of money and money systems and money management. And I've also always been the money manager in my household, and I monitor my money all of the time. And so I know exactly where my money is in my business. I have 3 bank accounts set up inside my business. And, that's my regular transaction account. There's a GST and BAS account, and there's a profits account. And I move money around in those accounts so that I always know exactly where I am financially. And then I regularly transfer money as like an income out into my personal accounts, right? It's all very clear. It's very easy to understand. I do my own bookkeeping. Now, not everybody will necessarily, I don't know, find it easy to do bookkeeping, but it's not hard. It's really not hard. It's as simple as tracking your expenses month to month and your income month to month and looking at that quarterly, annually, and knowing where that is. And ideally having an accountant that you check in with. For me, I've got an accountant who does my BAS every quarter, but I do everything else in between there. She does my tax returns, which is great. But I keep track at all times. I know exactly where my profit margin is. I know what sales I've done for the week, for the month, for the quarter, for the year. I know where my expenses are. Like, I know all of that stuff all the time. I know when I'm going to be paying my super payment. I know when I need to pay my BAS, right? Like, it's really important stuff that we, as part of this money mindset, decide that we're going to be good at managing money, that we're going to treat money well. And really thinking about this for your money mindset is that money is also like an energy, right? And why would money want to come and hang out with you if you ignore it? Why would it want to? Money wants to be treated well. So the better you treat money, the more it's going to want to be with you, right? Money loves a plan. Money's also an energy having experience through you. So really think about that. What is the kind of experience that money's having through you? Okay, so there's lots of other ways that I talk about money with my clients and in my programs and really changing this money mindset. And there's daily practices that I have and ways to really shift the thinking and beliefs and feelings around money that are hugely powerful, and is exactly how I went from zero to creating six figures in my business. And I've now created multiple six figures in my business, and I help my clients do the same thing. But you really need to do the work, right? And then each level that you want to get to, there's more work to do in that money mindset, because you'll have different levels of, it's like a thermostat, right? People have like a money thermostat of where they feel comfortable at. What level is your money at that you get motivated to make more or spend, or, all of those things. We need to recondition that to the new levels that we want to get to. Okay, so that's the first essential pillar that we've got to address in business. And then the second one is that we really need to have a mindset for business. Now, what does this mean, a mindset for business? Because one of the things that I see is the biggest challenge for people when they first start a business is that they are in a job mindset. And in a job mindset, you've got a lot of certainty. And the certainty is in, I know what day's going to work, I know what hours I'm going to work, and I know if I turn up at this time and I do these things and I go home at this time, I'm going to get paid this much money each week. And that work is just going to be there for me because it will be somebody else's role to ensure that they've got work there for me to do when I get there. Now, in a business, you don't have that kind of certainty, not until that you really build out all of your systems and structure well, and then it's possible. But if you rock into your business every day as if it's a job, it's just not going to work. So we really have to embrace entrepreneurial thinking and treating your business like a business. So knowing that your business has a marketing department, a sales department, an admin department, a delivery department, knowing that you need to be really clear on your vision. You've got to have a really clear vision for your business that will guide your decisions. You've got to be able to have goals for your business. And ideally, you want them to be aligned with your personal values so that you are motivated to grow your business, so that it fulfills you, so that you feel like you have a purpose that you're serving in your business. And when you make that purpose of your business greater than you, and greater than you just making enough money to get by, then it's what keeps you going. right? It's really what keeps you going. And so you have to be into this space of being okay, conditioning yourself to be okay with uncertainty, being okay with sharing. What are your beliefs? What are your desires? What are your goals? What is your vision? Right? And having messaging that matches that. So people really understand who you are, what you're about, what you stand for, what you stand against, what problems are you passionate about solving, what's your experience, what's your expertise, how you're the authority in that space. Okay, this is not a place to play small in. Right? Business is definitely not a place to play small in. You've got to step into being your own authority. Okay, so you're the authority. You realize that you're the person who validates you, who tells you that you're good enough, that your ideas are good enough, and to keep yourself consistent. Right? You've got to lead. You've got to lead yourself as well as your clients. And really thinking about that when you are solving a problem for people, people who have a problem have a lot of uncertainty in their life, and they're looking for someone who can lead the way. They're looking for someone that they can get behind and go, yes, this is the person to help me because I believe in them. I can see the results that they've created for themselves or other people, and I really get behind their why. I understand why they're doing what they're doing, and it resonates with me. I want to be part of that. So you've really got to hone in this business mindset for how you think and get out of the job mentality. You've got to understand the 4 levels of value when it comes to what are the tasks in your business. Because, if you get stuck in just doing all of the lowest value level tasks in your business, then your business is never going to grow. And so the higher values levels, and I talk about this more in my programs as well, but the higher levels of business is where you're really creating that vision and you're innovating, and it's your IP and it's your messaging and it's your creativity. Right? All of those things that are high value are the things that you need to be spending time on, and ultimately getting to a place where you're happy to outsource the things that are low value. So, for example, I have a VA in my business, and she's amazing. She does great stuff. But she does a lot of the stuff that's like techie, websitey, scheduling, building, landing pages, all the stuff with my website and all that back office stuff that it doesn't need my input. Sure, I give her the content where there's content needed, but she doesn't need me looking over her shoulder, telling her which button to click. I don't need to be in there clicking all these kinds of buttons and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't make sense for me to be doing that stuff when I can pay someone $10 an hour to do it, who loves doing it, who does a fabulous job. So I can focus more time on those high value tasks. So there's so much more I can talk to you about business mindset as well, but this is definitely one of the pillars. And I see this even like with some of the businesses that I work with that are already doing multiple millions. Sometimes this business mindset still has to level up because the mindset that got them to their first million won't get them to 10 million. And what gets them to 10 million won't get them to 100 million. So there's different levels of mindset that they need to embody and really tune into to get to that next level of growth. It's a pattern that repeats. And when we talk about setting goals, for example, when you set a goal, and in the context of business, clearly this is what we're talking about, in any goal that you set, the goal itself is more about who you need to become so you can achieve that goal than it is actually achieving that goal. And this is why really honing on your mindset is so important, because the version of you now who has whatever level of business that you have now will not create your next level of business. Okay, I really want you to hear that. The version of you now that has your business as it is now will not create the next level of your business. You have to move into who do I need to be so that I'm naturally doing the things that will create that level of business. It might be that you need to have clearer boundaries. It might be that you need to create more internal validation and become more of an authority. It might be that you need to delegate more. There's all kinds of things that need to happen for you to move into that next level. And in fact, one of the questions that I always ask my clients when I'm onboarding them, and we talk about their goals, and I make sure, yep, I can see their program, I can see how it works. We've done their numbers, how much they want to work, how many hours, how much money they want to make, what's involved in their programs, can they deliver them in those times, what are they charging, all of that sort of stuff. Once we've got that really clear, the question that I ask them is, what is it that you need to let go of so that you can step into this next version of you? And it's a really important question because, as I said, you will not achieve that next goal by staying who you are. It will feel, if you try to do it that way, it will feel hard. You will feel like you're spinning your wheels. It will feel elusive. Okay, so remember your mindset. Focus on who you need to become, and you need to make that super compelling. Right? You need to make it so compelling that you literally won't care what it is that you need to let go of to step into that place. And when I say that, I mean, when I say you don't care, your vision of where you're going is going to be compelling with everything that you want. Right? So you're not going to care about letting go of thinking about people's judgment or, spending time, I don't know, playing games on your phone, whatever it might be. There'll be stuff you have to let go of, but you make your vision of where you're going so compelling that you will move there in a heartbeat and leave any of that old stuff behind. Really important stuff. So that's the second pillar. Now, the third pillar that's really essential is your business structure. Okay, so far when I've talked about your money mindset and your business mindset, a lot of that is more abstract in the fact that it's around things that you think and things that you believe, and all of that connects into the energy that you have, which will determine what it is you're attracting to yourself, whether you're chasing or whether you're attracting. We can go a whole lot more into masculine and feminine energies and all kinds of things in that space as well, which I do in my programs. But now we need to look at your business structure and the more detailed, specific parts of the reality of your business. And in your business structure, you need to make sure you've got a rock solid foundation that's going to support your growth. Now, I know this because when I first started my business, I didn't have a rock solid foundation, and it was all a little bit shaky, and it made things very, very hard. Whereas now, if I was to start again, I would have, I used to take a lot of shortcuts. I was like, can I just get to the good bit, right? Now, I'm like, no, foundations are really important. Being really structured, having processes, having a set of SOPs, so standard operating procedures, have changed my world. Number one, because having those meant that if when I changed VAs, I have new VA come in and I go, okay, here are all the things that I need you to do. Here's all the ways that we do it. Follow along step by step. She was good to go. What it also meant was that when she went away on leave and then had delays getting back because of planes or whatever else happened, and I was like, oh my God, there's stuff that needs to happen. I could go into the SOPs and I knew what I needed to do and what I could delegate to somebody else and what they needed to do to get those things done. This is really important. So you've got to have systems in place and standing operator procedures, and really be clear about what are the different parts of your business. So your marketing department, your sales department, your admin department, your delivery department, what are all the tasks associated in each of those? When do those tasks get done every week? If you're client facing, what days and hours are you available to see your clients? Do your programs, what is the structure of your program? What's the transformation that you deliver, that your clients experience? How do you deliver that? how long does it take? What kind of time of yours does it take? What sort of platforms do you need to host it if you've got online programs, right? Like how many times are you posting per week, per day? How are you scheduling that? How are you planning that? What is your vision and mission, and how does that relate to your messaging? Are you scheduling things? Do you have a VA? Do you know all of the structure and systems that you have? And of course, you need to make sure as well that you've got your week planned out in a very structured way so that you know. So, for example, Mondays and Fridays, I'm not client facing. There's a group call that I'll do on each day, but it doesn't take me more than like an hour or 90 minutes out of that day. The rest of the time on those days, I spend creating content, right? Creating content for my podcast, for my socials, for my programs. And I know that I've got that time available because it's in my calendar. And then I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which I'm client facing. And I know that the amount of clients that I see are one to one. I know how many clients there are. I know how many I've got capacity for. And I know that if I have that and available, and there's about 3 sessions a day in those days that are available, that's plenty enough to cover the one-to-ones that I do, because I have a lot of group programs, not a lot of group programs, I've got 2 group programs that I can use, that I can see a lot of people in at once. So there's that leverage there, and I can leverage those in any way that I like without it being a strain on me. Okay, because in that I've structure as well, I've got automation set up. Okay, people can click on a link. They can read about my program. They can click on another link. They can set up a payment plan. They do their payment, and then they'll get sent emails with all their login details and all the details about the program. They'll know exactly how to connect with me and how to use the program. All of that could be done in the middle of the night while I was asleep. And that's not a problem, right? So that is the kind of structure that we really want to look at creating, so that you know everything is there in place. You know exactly your capacity for the clients that you want to work with. You know exactly how much money you want to create, and then what does that convert into as far as the number of clients. And then if there's that amount of clients, how many leads do you need to create? People, are you doing manual sales calls, or are they, buying through an automated platform? All of this stuff is part of the business structure. And when you get this set up really well, and you're following the schedule, and you're consistent, and you know that you're creating your content, you know where your content is leading people to, you know the programs that they're coming into, you know how to market to those people, you know their pain points, you know their desires, you know exactly where they are in their business, you know that moment of where they're at in their life when they're deciding to do something to create that transformation that you can help them with. When you know all of these things, then your business runs in a way that it's a structure that supports you, not the other way around. You know exactly what it is that you need to do to create the outcomes that you need to create. And then you're the one who's in control. You're the one who gets to build a life and a business that you love. So for me, like I said, I love my business. I get to work with amazing people. I have a majority of my mornings are free so that I can wake up and have nice breakfast and go for a walk and spend some time in the sunshine and get some of my ideas out while they're really fresh in my mind, because that time in the morning is where I create a lot of ideas. I know exactly where I'm working with my clients, and it's all automated. So they book themselves in. I don't have to do a lot of messing around to get people booked in. I've got recurring revenue streams, so where people are on recurring payments. So I know that there's consistent income coming into my business every week, every month, right? I have a lifestyle set up in that I think about the structure of my business and where I want to take holidays during the year and how that will work. I know the types of marketing that I need to do and where my clients are hanging out and how I can connect with them. All of this stuff is there. And so my business is a dream. Like, I love it. And this is what I want for you. And this is where we really get to understand that business is, in fact, a magical structure. It's a vehicle that's designed for you to create great success. And so, really reflecting on these patterns that I've seen repeated in my clients over and over and over again that really led to these three pillars. I was helping people, and as as you when you're coaching, and you might start coaching one-on-one and then you move to group coaching, and after a while you'll see patterns turn up. And this is when you really want to start creating content in an online form that is going to solve these problems that show up on repeat. And this is very much what led to the creation of my new program, Business Alchemy. It's a transformative program that integrates these three pillars, being money mindset, business mindset, and your business structure, to help you build a business that supports you and your desired lifestyle. Now, the term alchemy refers to the process of transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary, much like turning lead into gold. And if you've read The Alchemist, you might be familiar with this. And I've looked at it in a business context because there are so many parallels, and it really signifies the transformation of challenges into opportunities and aligning your business with your personal values to achieve that personal and professional freedom. So I want to take you just briefly through this alchemical process, which traditionally involves 7 stages of transformation. And it applies to when we're in business. So the first step of alchemy is calcination. And essentially what that means is breaking down the old to make way for the new. So when you're moving into this next level of your business, you're going to have to break down your old way of being so that you can move into the new. And then the second step is dissolution, which is letting go of what no longer serves you. Right? You've got to let go of what no longer serves you, those old limiting beliefs, those old fears of rejection or abandonment or whatever else might be there. We've got to let that stuff go. And then the third step is separation, where we identify and focus on what truly matters. This is where we start honing in your focus, right? Really get clear about what really matters to you. And then the fourth step is conjunction, which is integrating different aspects into a cohesive whole. So really, this is when we talk about business being you becoming more of who you are. The more that you become whole and integrated with your business and the purpose that it serves, the easier your life's going to be, 100%. And then the fifth step is fermentation, which is allowing new ideas to develop and mature. Because when you move into this space, you'll start finding new ideas. You'll be open to new opportunities. You'll be aligned with a different level of what's actually possible for you. And then the sixth step is distillation, which is refining and clarifying your vision and processes. Okay, and this happens when we're in process, when we're putting into action what we're doing, and then we can find, okay, what we refine it as we go along. You get clearer about who it is that you want to work with. What are the results that you can really help people get? What is the best way to help them do that? This all happens in that action. And then the seventh step is coagulation, which is manifesting the transformed, successful outcome. And this is where you're breaking in the gold. And when I say gold, it doesn't have to be just money, but it's the freedom, right? It's the outcome of going, yes, I actually have created the transformation. I have transformed from where I was to where I want to be, which is being the master of my destiny. mastering the physical reality through business, serving my purpose, being of service to the world, to my clients, and being rewarded for that. So Business Alchemy is a program where I've really drawn on the parallels between these stages and the personal transformation that is required in business, but doing it in a very pragmatic way. So there are easy, simple to follow steps through each stage. And by going through this process, it really facilitates the most comprehensive transformation that encompasses your mindset, business strategies, and your overall approach to your business. So your business, I really want you to get this. Your business holds the potential to be so much more than just a source of income. It can be the vehicle that drives your personal growth and supports you in gaining the freedom that you've set out to achieve when you first decided that you wanted to have a business. And this all comes when you invest in your development. Your personal development flows into your professional development. And that's where you align your mindset and your energy and your structure for really creating that success in whatever that success is for you. So I really urge you, if this has resonated with you, don't wait till you feel ready to start, because no one ever feels ready to start. Usually the reason why people go, I'm ready to start, is because they felt so much pain, they don't want to sit in the pain anymore. That's not a good way to start, right? It happens, but start because you've been inspired to start, and start working towards creating that business and life that you know that you deserve. So I'm inviting you to join Business Alchemy and really let the transformation of growth and freedom begin for you. 2025 is just starting, and there is incredible energy available for those who want to put it in the right direction and focus and attention. And I really invite you to join us. There's an incredible group of business owners, coaches, practitioners, therapists, service providers, and they've all got a common goal. So your next steps to join Business Alchemy are in the show notes, and you can email me, Toni@ToniEverard.com, or you can DM me on Instagram. You can find me there at Toni_Everard, and let me know where you are in your business, what you most need help with, and what do you want to achieve, and let's make it happen.